Hey Raider family, how you doing? Hope you guys are all having a wonderful Monday. Good start to the work week. Just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on this weekend's Raider debacle. This is the happy hour podcast, but it's not really a happy hour, especially considering how our team played. They did not show up on Sunday. That was one of the poorest performances I think I've seen in a long time from this Raider team, and I was expecting more. Uh, Last week, the Raiders spent the week in West Virginia to acclimate themselves to that East Coast time and be ready to play. But it looks like all Josh McDaniels did was waste Mark Davis's money because that team was a no-show on Sunday. He should have just saved uh, Mr. Davis's money and kept the team in Vegas and flown out Sunday morning instead because the team looked like they were half asleep anyways. So might as well should have just saved that money and waited to put on a good performance next Sunday. Yeah, I wanted to give you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly from this game. Final score, in case you didn't watch it, was 38-10. Pathetic performance. The good, there was not much good for me to talk about. I really didn't even want to put a good here, but I guess if there was any good from this team on this weekend's game, it had to be Devontae Adams. He had 6 catches, 84 yards, and 1 touchdown. Another, I guess, another good, but it has nothing to do with the Raiders, was that the Chargers and the Broncos both lost, which means the Raiders are still tied for first place at 1-1 with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now on for the bad. Where to begin? I don't even know. This list could have been a mile long, to be quite honest with you. The main bad for me was Josh Jacobs, man. Non-existing running game yesterday. The offensive line wasn't opening any holes, and Josh Jacobs was not running with any. I mean, with there was no power or any speed or any want from him. He finished off the day with 9 attempts for -2 yards. Think about that for a second, man. 9 attempts for -2 yards. The guy gets paid, and then all of a sudden it's like uh, there's no want to run, and then people wonder why NFL teams don't want to pay their running backs. Well, there you go. Example one. The owners, they don't want to pay running backs, and it's because it's a lot of times it's money that's lost in this manner. Um, you know, there were no open lanes either, so I can't just throw it all on him. Another bad was Jimmy G. I got to throw him in here. Last week, I threw him his roses, gave him his roses. He played a great game last week. This week, he was terrible. He couldn't get anything started offensively. And for the most part, the offensive line was giving him time to throw. They kept him clean for most of the game. It's just Jimmy G just was not making the right reads, threw 2 interceptions, even though, I mean, they were kind of, one was tipped at the line, and the other one was where Josh Jacobs basically got Milano came over the top and stole the ball from him. But other than that, he really didn't make any great plays. The issue with this Raider team, and it's an issue that's going to be happening all season long, is teams are going to pack the box. It's going to be 8-man fronts almost every damn game, and they're going to play to shut down Josh Jacobs. They're they're going to take that running game away from the Raiders, and if the Raiders, especially and Jimmy G, don't throw accurate deep balls to loosen up that defense, we're going to be in for a long, long season. And, it was just a terrible performance by Jimmy G yesterday. That offense was non existent. We can't throw everything on the defense all the time either, considering that the time of possession was something stupid like 40 minutes to like 20. I mean, that's unbelievable that our defense had to be out on the field for 66% of the game. I mean, the Raiders have to put together a better game plan. That was not it. Jimmy G has to be better. The offense has to be better. And this team was just horrendous yesterday. So that was the bad. And now for the ugly, the coaching or lack thereof. And I'm going to continue to stress this until this guy starts earning his paycheck, man. Josh McDaniels, pathetic again. I was not a fan of the Josh McDaniels hiring. I don't like Josh McDaniels. I think he's a retread. He's boring. and and he takes no chances. He's too conservative, and his game plans are horrendous. And for some reason, Mark Davis has put all his eggs in the Josh McDaniels basket, and it's a freaking terrible thing to watch. Uh, watching the game call from yesterday was horrendous. There was, I don't, we throw this genius label around way too much when it comes to these coaches. This guy is nowhere near a genius. Where is Hunter Renfrow, man? This is week 2 again. I said it last week. You didn't have Jacoby Myers yesterday, and Hunter Renfrow was again non-existent. Where is Michael Mayer? Again, non-existent. I mean, Devontae Adams, you got him hurt. Why was he in the game in the fourth quarter? The game was already out of hand. You're just putting him in harm's way. You have him on concussion protocol now. So now we've got Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers on concussion protocol. What a stupid, idiotic decision by you, Josh, to keep him in the game at that point. And for Jimmy G to make that stupid ass throw when he's triple covered, man. You're putting him in harm's way. I just top to bottom. I mean, Josh McDaniels, to me, this team continues to underwhelm. They're not coached correctly. There were so many missed tackles yesterday. First guy up is not making the tackle. Offensively, there's no imagination. You run a sweep with Trey Tucker, who takes the ball for 30 damn yards, 35 yards on that run, and then you don't see Trey Tucker for the rest of the game. Why not use his speed, man? Why not use his speed to our advantage instead of constantly throwing to Devontae Adams or constantly throwing the check down passes to Josh Jacobs? Can we please use Trey Tucker a little more? And Hunter Renfrow, man, like, come on, we're paying this guy $13 million this season, and he gets one catch in the fourth quarter. 2 games, he's got one throw to him. I mean, give me a freaking break, man. And then after the game is over, he has the audacity, Josh McDaniels has the audacity to blame the loss on the fact that we couldn't control either the defensive line or the offensive line. We lost the game in the trenches. Well, hello, you and Dave Ziegler were the geniuses that decided to completely ignore the defensive side of the football again this year. Instead of spending money on that defensive line or linebacker position, you went and spent it on Jacoby Myers. And now you have the audacity to use as your crutch, as your excuse. Man, get out of here with that nonsense. You need to put together a game plan with a little more crossing patterns, a little more motion in the backfield, just to make the defensive defenders' eyes move and try to throw them off a little bit. We can't just keep on setting up in these boring lineups on offense and expect our offensive line to just win every battle. Sometimes you've got to use trickery, man. And the fact that your defensive game plan 2 yesterday, Patrick Graham, I don't understand what that was. We played zone for like 90% of the damn game, and Josh Allen is just picking us apart. Did you not watch the game last week against the Jets? They were bringing pressure on every possession, forcing Josh Allen to think quickly. And what did he do? He threw the ball up for grabs. I mean, I don't understand why the Raiders are just sitting back there and letting this guy just pick them apart, letting them sit nice and clean in the pocket all game long. They're killing us in time of possession with these long drives. And then once we get the football, we're 3 and out. I mean, that's unacceptable. And I mean, for the life of me, I don't know what Josh McDaniels is doing, what he's planning on doing. But these next few games, they're winnable. And I expect for a better game plan against Pittsburgh, especially it being our first home game. The energy level from this team was just flat. Maybe Josh McDaniels gave one of his boring-ass speeches again, pregame speeches to start the game, and that's why they were still asleep. But anyways, man, Josh McDaniels, get it together. And this week there is no damn game ball because I can't even find an excuse to give one away. Anyways, do better, Raiders. And Josh McDaniels, freaking do your job, man.